ENDYMIOntv is a YouTuber that I used to watch. This is starting exactly on my Synthetic Man video. This YouTuber used to be cool until he was like... Actually, that's not true. ENDYMION was never cool. His content always sucked. Like, even when I used to watch his videos, they were mostly just background noise while I played Hard Survivor for 7 hours straight. Honestly, having spent more than 1,000 hours staring at a 1936 map of the world makes the modern world map just look really fucking weird. Like, why the fuck do Germany and Poland look like that? What are they having, like, the competition who can be the roundest, ugliest blob in the center of Europe? Like, what's going on here? Look at fucking 1936 Poland. It's Chad Poland. It looks 10 times better. Anyway, what was I talking about? ENDYMION. ENDYMION is a YouTuber that used to make content about video games, like video games themselves, but he shifted his focus towards basically only talking about how woke is bad and how woke is ruining everything ever since he got like one video where he talked about it that got a lot of views, and then he immediately shifted his entire content towards that. Now, I don't have a problem with, like, anti-SJW content, right? As long as it's, you know, not boring as fuck. A lot of anti-SJW channels kind of just sit there and talk for, like, 40 minutes straight in a very monotone, boring voice. No jokes, no real editing, nothing. And unfortunately, ENDYMION isn't much better, because it's just gameplay footage while he very boringly expresses his opinion, which he doesn't even do properly. Okay, the guy's a fucking hypocrite, but we're gonna get into that a little bit later. First, I want to start critiquing his content from like the most basic way you possibly can, by just taking a look at his channel and the videos on there. Now, what's the first thing you notice looking at these thumbnails? Half of them are the fucking same. They have the same like rage bait text and like Xbox is dying, Xbox is dying, Xbox is dying. Ruin, ruin, ruin. They hate him. They hate her. They hate them. Like, all of his videos have this kind of text in the thumbnail, and a lot of them are the same as other thumbnails like I just showed you, and they rarely do have anything really to do with the video. Like, the word ruin, or another one he likes to use, is just racist. The reason he uses words like this, ruin, racist, hate, Xbox is dying or whatever, is because he knows that people will look at it and go like, racist, you know, hate, and then click on it quicker, I guess. Another thing he does, which is quite obvious, is that he puts like very scantily clad women in the thumbnail in order to get more like clicks from like horny 12-year-olds, I guess.
Like boobs, boobs, boobs. Sometimes ass.
Let's switch up.
Boobs. Back to boobs.
Yeah, sure.
And they're never really related to what the video is about. Like, Xbox is dying, and then a picture of a woman with her cleavage very prominently showing. She is not even... I think she's a Mass Effect character, so she is not even related to Xbox in any way, or to the, you know, subject of the video anyway. She's just there to get horny people to click on the video. And even when it is related, like this video talking about like Marvel and DC, it's very obvious he picked this picture of Wonder Woman because of very obvious reasons, like I just stated, so that horny people will click on the video, I guess. So you can tell this is a channel with, you know, very high standards. I mean, it's just cringe. I understand, as someone who also likes to make YouTube videos, I understand that you need a thumbnail that people will want to click on. But if you have to use, like, I guess these sort of like buzzwords, I guess I'll call them, that don't really have that much to do with the video usually, but they're kind of just there for shock, so that people like racist and then click on the video. Or if you need to use like almost like half-naked women in your thumbnail in order to get clicks, it comes off so desperate and cringe and sad and pathetic. Now let's get into his actual content, because in order to have this many views, he must have, you know, some form of like very good original opinion. He really doesn't. I think the main reason he has this many views is because he's literally just like an echo chamber for his audience. There's nothing against his audience, by the way, but just whenever this guy has his own opinion, right? Like a coherent thought he came up with himself, and his audience disagrees, he will immediately backtrack and change his opinion to whatever the popular opinion in his audience is.
Some calling Heels a loser while others are praising him. It's a really messy situation. While I agree with some things that he said, I personally don't think the existence of pronouns in a game is something to really be mad about. In any RPG game, when you're able to make yourself, you're given a choice between your gender, your hair, and everything else. It's pretty basic standard stuff that's been a part of gaming since forever.
So this is ENDYMION's original take. Okay, his original take on the Starfield pronouns controversy that was popular on the internet for like 20 minutes. Obviously, or maybe not obviously, but his fans, his audience, didn't really agree with him, and they let him know so in the comments. Now, I have made videos before where I expressed an opinion where most of my audience didn't agree with me, and they let me know in the comments. That is fine. I can have an opinion, and you watching this can have a different opinion, and then we can both express our opinions to each other, me through video, and then you through commenting on my video. That's how YouTube works, right? ENDYMION, however, after seeing that his audience disagreed with him, didn't think like, okay, well, let's have a discussion here. No. He decided that he was going to be a little bitch pussy and immediately flip his argument to like agree with his fans and apologize. Thus, his very next video literally has giant fucking letters on it saying he was right, referring to the guy, I forgot his name, who was really upset about Starfield pronouns. And then he starts the video off by apologizing essentially to his audience for having his own opinion.
It's time to say it how it is, so let's get started. Firstly, I noticed a lot of people in my previous video taking parts of what I said as being me defending the use of pronouns, but that wasn't my intention. I simply tried to convey that there is a middle ground to every conflict, whether it's moral or otherwise. And that if this push for more options to customize yourself within a game means allowing they/them pronouns, then it's a worthwhile trade. But I also stated that's where my support for this kind of thing also ends, as I wouldn't personally be okay with a game having hundreds of pronoun variation options. And I personally see the inclusion of they/them being adequate enough to cover the myriad of made-up nonsense pronoun definitions.
See, it's very obvious that he's like backtracking on what he said. And I don't really care what his opinion is, right? I don't give a fuck. And you might even believe his bullshit, like, explanation of like, well, I actually meant this whole different thing, and I was just trying to show that there was like a middle ground. Shut the fuck up, right? Why didn't you just say what you meant then, right? Obviously, you weren't trying to show a middle ground. Why the fuck would you do that? Why would you try to mediate when you know that most of your audience likes the anti-SJW type thing, right? And that they would have agreed with you anyway. Why make up some bullshit to appease people who don't watch your content? It's clear that you expressed your honest opinion in the first video, and then when people disagreed with you, you started backtracking. Okay, that's the most pussy shit you can do, and that's why I don't like this guy. He is boring. His thumbnails are like the worst fucking form of pathetic clickbait. And he's too much of a bitch to express his own opinions and will just cave in to his audience whenever they disagree with him. When he doesn't even have to, right? Like, yes, audience disagreed with him, but that's fine. Like, people disagree sometimes. You don't have to be an echo chamber like 24/7. I don't know, guys. I might make more videos on ENDYMION. Honestly, his content is too fucking boring to really get through, but he did make like 10 different videos about why Xbox is dying. So, hey, maybe he says some retarded shit in one of those. Probably does. And I get to make fun of that. But for now, I feel like this is probably the end of this video. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. And if you disagree with me, right, tell me in the comments. And we can have a discussion. But yeah, with that being said, goodbye.